What is going on, guys? Rods over bricks here. So for today, I've got a pretty typical little truck, and as you can see here, it's just rear-wheel drive. Not doing a whole bunch, but as soon as I flip the big lever on the roof, sticking right out, now we're engaged in four-wheel drive. Now you could use a typical Connects motor. The one I'm using is the one I modified a few days ago for $4 using a Five Below RC car. Just so it's remote control, it only has forward and backward, there's no steering. So anyways, this big lever. So there's a couple of 1980s and early 90s weird toy cars that had a big stick shift coming out the top. And this one here, I just kind of wanted to emulate it, and it goes to a chain that runs all the way to the front and sends power to the front axle. Now you throw this lever down, and it locks in place by throwing this gear down and an over-center mechanism right here. And that's the key to it all. It needs that over-center mechanism, otherwise it'll try to push itself out of gear. Now, it's not the prettiest design, but I think it's really cool. It adds a really good play activity to it. As you can see here, it's just spinning its back wheels, nothing major. Forward and backward. Throw that lever on, and now it's got all four wheels with 100% power. And you can even throw that lever while it's moving. So if you have a typical Connects motor that's not remote control, you can flip that lever anytime you want, and it doesn't grind gears or anything. It just goes right into gear and takes off. And as you guys can see here with the hood open, you can see the chain and the gears doing their job. All four wheels are spinning. I throw this lever back up into two-wheel drive, and nothing up front. No power is being sent there. It's just freewheeling. So underneath the body, it just kind of clips right off. I try to do that on purpose so I can show you guys all the inner workings, and that way if you guys want to rebuild this yourself, you just pause the video in a certain increment and build each piece as you need to. And that's the heart of it all right here. It's just that little pivoting piece. And I think you can, with a little bit of modification, fit the regular size sprockets, not these micro sprockets. But I'm not 100% sure on that. I have not tried it with this model just yet. But it's using all normal Connects parts, a couple of rarities using the micro gears. Here's the underside of the body, in case you guys want to pause it around here to see how the body gets made. A very, very typical truck design, pretty much the one that I always make. They vary a little bit in height and width, but they're all about the same as this. And as you can see here, the motor is off. The front was freewheeling. Now that it's in four-wheel drive, all four wheels are locked. I just think that's cool as heck. It's definitely an interesting piece. And right here, the little carpet climb of doom. It's not moving. Throw it in four-wheel drive. Now it moves right up without skipping a beat. And same thing with some kindling here. It'll try to make it over, but it just can't quite make it. So then we just flip the lever, and up and over it goes. And whether we're going forward or backward, it doesn't matter. Now that over-center piece is extremely needed. I noticed that when going backwards, it wanted to keep itself in gear, but going forward, it wanted to shove out of gear. So it definitely has to have an over-center mechanism to lock it in place. We can see it working really, really well here. Put it back into two-wheel drive, and nothing. So I really wanted to build this thing, so I had a high gear in two-wheel drive and low gear in four-wheel drive. But with building it this small, I just couldn't quite pull it off just yet. And it just makes a good sound, too. All right, guys. Well, have yourselves a great rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.